Hi, friends. So, we've been talking about North America, and you finished your map yesterday. You finished your amazing map. So, I want to talk about an animal in North America called a bison. Say bison. This is a bison. And when we put the bison on our map, we put it right in between our mountains because it lives in the prairie of North America. But bison live on a different continent too. They live in North America and they live in Europe. Say Europe. And our red continent is Europe. So bison live in North America and Europe. The reason that I want to talk to you about bison is because so many people do not know the difference between a bison and a buffalo. And a lot of adults call bison buffalo, and that's not correct. So I'm going to teach you to tell the difference between a bison and a buffalo. And I bet you'll find out that a lot of adults are making this mistake of calling this bison a buffalo. You might even see books that adults wrote where they call this bison a buffalo. So I'm going to teach you the difference. So what we'll need today is this T-chart. It says bison and buffalo. And you're also going to need a regular pencil. And today I'm going to use colored pencils, but you may choose to use crayons. So you can use either crayons or colored pencils. Okay, let's learn the difference. So we already learned one way to tell the difference between a bison and a buffalo. Our bison lives in North America and in Europe. Buffalo don't live in North America and Europe. Okay, so there's our bison and our label. Let me put my name on my T-chart first. A-sh-o-e. Okay, so on my bison label, I see our continent that we're learning about, North America, that's orange, and I see our red continent, Europe. So let's color our continents just like they are on our label. So get your red and your orange, colored pencil or crayon. North America and Europe, that's where bison live. Okay, there's my North America colored. Now I'm going to color Europe. Okay, I colored North America and Europe because I know that bison live in North America and Europe. Let's look closely at this bison. I'm noticing that it has very short horns and they're curved like a hook. Whoa, look at that big hump on the back of the bison. See what else we can notice. Do you notice all of this heavy fur? It's very, very heavy. It goes all here, underneath, all around its head, very hairy on its hump, and even down onto its front legs. The bison has a lot of fur. Okay, now let's look at a buffalo. Bison and buffalo. Well, I can already tell you that buffalo live in a different place than bison. Buffalo live in Asia and in Africa. They do not live in North America like the bison. So let's go ahead and color in the continent that we know a buffalo lives on. The buffalo lives on the continent of Africa and Asia. So we need green and yellow. Green, yellow. Buffalo live in Africa and they live in Asia, our largest continent. Okay, let's look at the buffalo up close. Okay, I'm noticing something about these horns. They are so long. Wow, they're much longer on the buffalo than on the bison. Let's see what else we can notice. That back looks pretty flat to me. It kind of scoops down a bit in the back instead of making a hump. That is not the same kind of back as a bison. It's more flat without any humps. There's no humps on the buffalo. What about the fur on this buffalo? Does it look like long, heavy fur or short, light fur? It really does. It doesn't have a lot of fur and it looks much shorter on the buffalo. Okay, I think we're already learning some ways to tell the difference between a bison and a buffalo. So let's look. I'm going to put our models a little bit closer to our work so we can compare them even more. Okay, so on our paper, I think the first thing we should draw the difference is the horns. So let's look at them again up close. On the bison, the horns are very short and curved like a hook. The buffalo's horns, they're curved, but they're huge. They're so long. Do you know that a buffalo can have horns as long as me? I'm super tall. The buffalo's horns could be 6 feet long. That's huge. So let's go ahead and draw the horns, the differences. First, we'll draw the short bison's horns. Okay, they're very short and curved. I'm just going to draw one horn, and I'm going to make sure I draw it really curved. A short, curved horn. I think that's like a light brown, so I'm going to color this horn light brown. Short and curved horn on the bison. Okay, now let's look at the buffalo's horn. Okay, it's curved, but it's so long, so I'm going to have to really draw this horn really long. I'm going to draw a line and then curve it at the end. And I think this horn is a similar color, so it's like a light brown color. So I'm going to lightly color my long buffalo horn. Okay. Okay, so our bison has short horns and our buffalo has long horns. Let's see what else is one of our differences that we noticed. Oh, we saw that the bison has this big hump on its back, and the buffalo has a flat back that kind of scoops down in the middle. So let's draw the backs. Let's start with the bison, since we know our bison lives in North America. We're going to draw a hump on its back, so let's just draw a big hump like this. A big hump. And on the buffalo, we'll draw a flat back, and then we'll kind of scoop down a little bit in the middle. But it's very flat. Okay, let me look at the colors of their fur. I see lots of brown on the bison, so I'm going to color the hump on the bison's back brown. And this buffalo looks like it has a lot of black fur, so I'm going to get my black colored pencil and draw black fur on the buffalo's back. Okay, so we have our bison has its short horn and a hump on its back, and our buffalo has its long horn and a very flat back. No humps on that buffalo. Okay, and I think there was one more way that we could tell the difference between a bison and a buffalo. Let's see if we can remember. Let me look at them again. Yes, the fur. Remember, our bison is so hairy. It has such long fur. And our buffalo's fur is very short, and there's not a lot of it. So I think that we'll draw a lot of fur over on the side with the bison that's long and a lot of hairy fur. And on this side, we're going to draw a little bit of short fur. Okay, so I'm going to make this fur long and a lot of fur. And I'm going to add some black to this fur too.
If you came in the side door this morning and did not receive a temperature check, you must report to the main foyer immediately to get your temperature check. Please, please, please.
Okay, and then I'm going to draw my short
get temperature check prior to entering the building. This
buffalo fur.
Thank you. Have a great day.
And we didn't draw as much fur for the buffalo because it doesn't have as much fur as the bison. And the reason, friends, that they have different length fur and the different amount is because of where they live. So we know the bison lives in North America and Europe, and it is colder where the bison lives in North America and Europe where it's colder. Why would this bison need more fur in cold weather? Yes, it needs it to stay warm. So it's got lots of fur around its neck and its head to stay warm. It's like how when we put on a scarf and a winter hat to keep our neck and head warm. The buffalo lives in Africa and Asia where it's warmer. Does it need a lot of fur in the warm weather? No, it would be too hot. So that's why the buffalo has less fur and it's shorter so that it can stay cool in the hot weather. Okay, friends, we are finished with our chi chart to show the difference between a bison and a buffalo. But I'm going to show you some pictures to see if you can tell me the difference between a bison and a buffalo. Okay, I'm going to hold up my first picture and you have to tell me bison or buffalo, and let's see if you can figure out why. Is this picture a bison or a buffalo? It is a bison. How did you know it was a bison? Did you notice its short horn and its hump back? Maybe you saw how hairy it was and you knew that it was a bison because it had so much fur. This is definitely a bison. Okay, let's look at our next picture. This is going to be a tricky one. Is this a bison or a buffalo? Oh, you knew it was a buffalo. Right away when I saw this, I knew it was a buffalo. Look how long the horns are. Those are long buffalo horns. This is definitely a buffalo. Okay, let's see if you can tell me if this is a bison or a buffalo. This is a tricky one. What do you think? Bison or buffalo? Oh yes, it's a bison. Look at how short that horn is. And I see lots and lots of fur. This is definitely a bison. Okay, let's look at another picture. Is this a bison or a buffalo? Definitely a bison. How did you know? Okay, you saw the short horns and you saw this big hump, and look at the weather. It looks so cold. This bison has a lot of extra fur to keep it warm, in this cold weather in North America or Europe. That's definitely a bison. Okay, let's look at another picture. Is this a bison or a buffalo? Yep, it's a buffalo. Look how long the horns are. The back scoops down and is very flat. There's no hump on this back. And I noticed that it has short fur. It doesn't have a lot. That is definitely a buffalo. Good job. Okay, let's look at one more picture to tell if it is a bison or a buffalo. What do you think? Bison or buffalo? You got it, buffalo. I see long horns, a flat back, no humps on that back, and very short fur. This is definitely a buffalo. Nice job, friends. You learned how to tell the difference between a bison and a buffalo. Thanks for joining me for our lesson, and I will see you soon. Bye, friends.